Year 10s, this is the 6th lesson for the statistics chapter, and we're looking at time series today. Okay, so our learning intention today is to understand what a time series is and how to plot and read one. So to show that you can do that, you have to be able to correctly plot a time series and describe any trends that it shows. Right, and to take you through this, I will talk you through question 1, and then you can do 2, 3, 4, 5 yourselves. So in question 1, you've got this scenario of a small village. We've got the population recorded for 11 years. We want to plot the time series graph, describe the general trend, and then identify the minimum and maximum. So the first thing we're going to want to do is draw our axes, and we're going to have to find the scale that we're going from. So on the bottom, on the x-axis, we're going to go from 2005 up to 2015. And on the y-axis, we'll put these numbers, and we need to go up to 950. So there's the highest number there, and our lowest number is 500. Okay, so I've set up my axes. I've got years along the x-axis, along the bottom, and I've got population going up the y-axis. And you can see I started at 500 and counted up in hundreds, but got that extra space there for the 950. All right, let's start plotting the points. Okay, so the first year, 2005, the population was 550. So I'll go to 2005 and I'll go up until I'm at the 550 mark, and I put a marker in there. The next one, it dropped to 500. That was in 2006. So I'm just going to put a marker there. And the next one was 550, 600, 700, 650, it dropped again, 750, 750 again, 850, a bit of a jump, 950, and then back to 900. So that's all the points. Now all I have to do is join them with the line, which I'll use a ruler for. Okay, so what we end up with is these dots all joined together by a line. Now you don't need to finish the line off by dragging it down here. You just start at the first point. It doesn't need to join onto any of the axes. Now that we have it, we can look at it and we can see a definite trend, which is what question B was about. And while you have a little bit of, up, down, the general trend is population is getting bigger. So you'd say something along that line. So for puppy, I ended up typing the population is generally getting bigger. So we have an almost linear positive growth. And linear, of course, means a straight line. So if you imagine I would take a ruler and follow generally the trend, you can see it's a bit wobbly, but it sort of follows a line upwards. So that's what we mean by linear. And positive growth means it's getting bigger. Okay, the part C, you just have to identify the minimum and the maximum population. So it's the lowest point on the graph and the highest point on the graph. So it's 500 and 960. Now some questions will ask you to find differences. You might need to do a little subtraction. So you might need to subtract 500 from 950 to realize that the population grew by 450, or that was the total difference. And you might be required to forecast. So you might have to imagine, what it might be like in future years. So see how you go with that. It's a pretty straightforward exercise. I think the most challenging bit will be doing the graphs properly. So just remember, we need a constant scale along the x-axis and the y-axis, and don't forget to put in your labels so we know what the graph is about. And of course, I should have added a title to this. And there we go, population of a small village. All right, good luck, guys. Of course, just send me a message if you're getting stuck.